What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel. Back playing some more FIFA 19 Manager Road to Glory with your Columbus crew. That's what I'm talking about. The crew is back for the start of the third season. Even though I was hoping to be in another country by the third season, maybe my third country by the third season, but it is what it is. We the past two seasons we're here at the crew, we have lost in the conference finals to the same team, Atlanta United, who you see in the number one spot. Excuse me. Who you see in the number one spot in the preseason standings. And there we are in third. And like I said in the last video, if you did miss that, go back and watch it. It's pretty good. It's the official start of the season where I go and I do a bunch of transfers, get through the first transfer window. I get through the January transfer window, and I do a bunch of lineup stuff, and I just get the squad ready for the start of this video, which is the start of the season where we simulate games and stuff. But in that episode, I mentioned that if we don't win MLS Cup in this season, this third season, then I'm just going to change the name of the series to a FIFA 19 Columbus Crew career mode. It's just going to be the crew, because obviously I'm not going to be able to win if I can't win MLS Cup with this team. Look at this team right here. This team is amazing. I mean, Jesse Zardes scored 26 goals, I think, last season. So if I can't win MLS Cup with this team right here, then I might as well just continue with this team and just see how far I can go with it and play as many seasons as you guys enjoy. So that's the plan for right now. But I'm still going to try as hard as I can to win MLS Cup and then move on and continue this road to glory, because I thought this was a good idea back when I started it. So I really want to continue it and make it and enjoy. I want to see it through. So that's where I'm at right now. So if you guys are excited, hit that like button on the video, hit the subscribe button on the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss when I upload any of these videos or any other videos I do on the channel. And let's get into the simulations of the third season against Chicago Fire, the first game of the season, February 29th. Crew headed to Chicago so we can try and get back to the MLS Cup finals, or the MLS Cup conference finals. We start off with a 1-0 lead early on in the game, 26th minute. That's good. Then we get a 2-0 lead from Diop. I like that. And they pick up an injury in the 57th right after the goal. So it looks like we're going to pick up our first 3 points of the season. And we do. We start off with a W in the first game of the season. That's very, very good. Do a little bit of training. My roll at the club. No, so you don't get a roll at the club. Philadelphia, the next game. Sanchez gets a goal in the 13th minute. And then another goal from Saloy. 2-0. Sanchez gets a penalty in the 50th. Wow. We're dominating so far in the early part of the season. And then Diop piles on in the 82nd with a fourth goal. 4-0 against Philadelphia. 6 points to start off the season. That's impressive. Is it our year? Are we gonna dominate this conference this year? Is it finally our time? And now we go up against the team we faced in the conference semifinals, DC United. We had an amazing comeback against them in the second leg. So maybe we can... Oh, nope, they get a goal in the 9th minute. Our first goal we've let in this season. But we bring it back 1-1. We bring it back 1-1 with Sanchez. A lot of substitutions coming on. And Rooney. But, oh! We get a tie, but Saloy had a chance to win it. The very next minute after he scored his goal, he had a chance to win it with a penalty, but he missed the penalty. That's okay. We didn't lose. We still got a point. But Atlanta United is undefeated. They just passed us in the standings. They've won all 3 of their games. And it looks like we got Montreal. Yeah. No, we got Minnesota. Minnesota up next. And then the Red Bulls. After a day off, we got the Red Bulls coming up. How's the team looking right here? We gotta go against Minnesota. Let's see if they haven't been doing too good. Their last 3 games. Giassi gets his first goal of the season. That's promising. It only took him 4 games to get it. Then we get a second goal in the 43rd. And a third brace for Saloy. Very impressive. We jump back into first place, and now only after a day off, 1 day off, we have to go up against the Red Bulls. At least it's at home, so we didn't have to travel to New York. Fosa Mensah picks up a yellow card. His first yellow card of the season that I'm aware of. He may have had another one, I can't remember. No goals, and there's a goal. Saloy gets a goal in the 63rd minute. He's been pretty impressive so far. Fosa Mensah gets taken off the pitch with a red card. So he's going to be suspended for the game against whoever's coming up against the next game, I should say. I don't know. I was hoping to be on the schedule so I could just transition right into it, but it's not, so. And we have 2 notifications. Fosa Mensah suspended for a game, and Sarro wants to know if he's playing. I'll probably try and transfer Sarro at the summer transfer window. See if anybody wants him. Luckily, we're going to get a nice break for international break. So that's good. We can get everybody rested, recovering. And we're going up against New York, who is currently 4th in the standings. And Sosa, did I say Sosa? Yeah, Sosa wants to leave at the transfer window. And we won Manager of the Month. That's cool. It's kind of meaningless because I don't really care about Manager of the Month, but that's okay. We won it. Let's play you at right back and then bring up you. Okay, so with Fosa Mensah out, that is kind of a bad thing for this game, but hopefully we can like counter it and we can withstand the loss of Fosa Mensah. Because ever since we brought him in, he's been very crucial to our starting lineup. And Saloy gets another goal. He's been absolutely killing it in the start of this season. The early part, dominate. And they're playing with 10. I just noticed they're playing with 10 men, and they do get a goal in the 82nd minute to tie it up. Oh no! Saloy steals one in the 89th minute. I didn't even notice that. He gets a brace, and we win the game. And we get a goal right at the very last minute. The 89th minute. That was close. I didn't even notice that. I gotta check and see how many goals he's got so far. Saloy has 8 goals at the start of this season. He has been absolutely crushing things. And we have 16 points. dominating the early part of the season. We have yet to lose, but we have tied against DC, so we're going up against New York, our first rematch of the season. This time we're at New York. And Carter Vickers gets a yellow card and then gets taken off for Lars Lucas Mai. And Mason Greenwood gets his first goal of the season, but then picks up an injury 7 minutes later. But because thanks to Greenwood's goal, we take a 1-0 lead all the way to the finish line, and we get another 3 points. And he's out for 4 months. Dear Lord. Mason Greenwood is out for 4 months now. Let's bring up Robinho. Okay, so without Mason Greenwood, we lose a little bit of depth, but that's okay. We'll be able to withstand it. Now I just got to figure out who I want to train in his absence. Soloy's already been dominating. Maybe I should train Renato Sanchez just to like dominate, make him even more dominant. Or no, I'm gonna train Lars Lucas Mai with another one. Okay. Because I want him to be as good as possible, because he is a beast when he develops, so I want him to get it developed as fast as possible. 19 points through 7 games is pretty darn impressive. And I just saw on the little ticker thing that Mason Greenwood tore his ACL, or not tore his ACL, but injured his ACL, so he's going to be out for, that's why he was out for the 4 months. I didn't really read his injury. And Montreal, on a 3-game losing streak so far that I could see. They may have lost even more, but that was just their most recent 3 games. But they've lost all 3 of those, so hopefully we can add on to that. And so another goal for him in the 38th minute. And then Diop adds on with another goal. Fosa Mensah does pick up an injury. Sark gets taken off with another yellow. Sent off with a red now. But we do end up winning 2-0. Absolute domination so far in the start of this season. Fosa Mensah is only out for 7 days, so he will miss this cup game, the U.S. Open Cup. And Denmark wants me to be the manager, but I don't want to be the manager of Denmark, so we are going to simulate the Open Cup after we take out Sar. And Mensah. There we go. So we may not do as well on defense as we have been during the season because 2 of our core pieces on defense are out. But it's Orlando, so how bad could we do? We always do really well against Orlando, and now we just got a goal in the 5th minute. Speaking of doing well against Orlando, Diop. And then Soloy gets a penalty in the 24th. Absolute domination. Amon in the 35th gets a goal. 3-0 Columbus against Orlando, and then Amon gets a brace in the 55th, and then Jesse Zardes gets a goal in the 59th, and then Sanchez gets a goal in the 74th. 6-0 against Orlando United. Holy crap. Or Orlando FC? I think it's Orlando FC. I don't know. Who cares? Absolute domination on our part for Orlando. That was crazy. And Fosa Mensah picked up that injury for a couple days, so we're going to train Renato Sanchez one time. Just give him a little bit of a boost. I kind of forgot that I was training Soloy because he's a 77 now, and he's been absolutely crushing things. Sar's back. And Fosa Mensah might not be back. Yeah, okay. He's not back for this game. him there. Oh, Fosa Mensa is back, but I'm gonna keep him off because he's not at full stamina yet. So he's could get another injury, and it could be worse this time. So he's gonna skip this game against Houston. Hopefully, we should be fine now that we got Malong Sarr back from his suspension. And Will Trapp gets his first goal of the season in the 8th minute. Valenzuela picks up a yellow card. They pick up an injury. Diop gets another goal and a brace for Diop in this game. Giassi gets a yellow card. And they do pick up a goal to bring them back 3-1. But that's where it's going to stop because we win 3-1. Absolutely killing things here in the start of the season. Okay, now I'm going to take Sanchez out and put Fosa Mensa back. Let's put Fosa Mensa back there. Cameron Carter-Vickers training pretty well. Now everybody gets a good week off, it looks like, before we go up against Sporting KC. Another pretty easy opponent. Yeah, I'm going to be looking to dump Sosa and Sauro at the transfer window. We're already in May. We've been simulating pretty fast at the start of this season. They are on a 3-game win streak, but we have been dominating it as well, so it's a battle of two dominating teams. Who's gonna give first? Looks like they do, because Giassi Zardes gets a goal in the 59th minute. And that's where it's going to end. 1-0. The Columbus Crew get another 3 points. Just stacking up the points. I think that said we're 10 points ahead of the second place team. I think we have 28 and they have 18. Is that right? Yeah. So we are 10 points ahead of New England. And apparently we're not on track. That's okay. Ooh, we got a pretty tough couple of games coming up. DC, and then a couple days off, and then we go and play New York City. That's a pretty tough little stretch right there. I'm going to add Sauro to the transfer list, and I'm going to add Sosa to the transfer list. There we go. Now they're both added to the transfer list, so when the transfer window opens, we can start receiving offers for them. Although DC did lose to who did they lose to? Somebody. I forget who they lost to. Will Trapp gets a goal in the 14th minute. Puts us up 1-0. Saloy gets a goal in the 45th minute. Let's see if we can get him back into scoring goals. He's been kind of on a slump a little bit, not scoring a bunch of goals. They do pull one back in the 66th, 2-1. Saloy gets a penalty in the 84th minute, give him a brace, and our victory 3-1 against DC United. Now we get a couple days off before we go and play New York City FC, probably away. We're probably away at New York. No, we're home against New York. Okay. So let's get this game out of the way. I think I'm going to go till the transfer window opens, and then I'll end the video. But this has been pretty darn impressive. Sola gets another goal. He's replacing Giassi Zardes very nicely, because Giassi has been kind of in a slump at the start of the season. And speaking of slump, he just scores a goal in the 50th minute to bring us 2-0 against New York City. They do pull one back 2-1 in the 71st, but then Saloy gets a brace in the 81st minute with a penalty. 3-1 against New York City. Another 3 points. Lars Lucas Mai growing tremendously. Everybody's doing pretty well. Everybody's in the mid to high 70s that I'm training, which is good. Let's check the standings real quick. We have played 12 games, we won 11, and we drew 1. We've lost 0 games. We scored 27 goals and allowed 6, and we have 34 points. We are dominating right now. Saloy has 13 goals to start the season. Killing things. The release clause has been paid for Sosa, 5.9. That is totally fine. And Cardiff City wants Sauro for 2.3. That's about as good as we're going to get. So he's 30 years old, so we're going to let him go. So we're going to get back probably around $4.5 to $5 million for those two guys, which isn't horrible. I mean, that's probably the max we could get for those two guys anyway, so I'm not too upset about that. If they do accept, I'll be more upset if they don't accept their contracts. But let's simulate the game against Montreal. They pick up an injury in the first minute, wow, and then they get a goal in the 5th minute. They started out pretty hot. 1-0 Montreal. But we do tie it up with Amon in the 44th. See if we can get that winner. Saloy in the 64th. Who else but Saloy getting a goal? And that's where it ends. 2-1 Columbus. Another 3 points. And Sosa is accepting the contract, so he's gone. We get 4.3 for that. Now let's see if Sauro accepts his contract. That's the big question. So we got 4.3 currently. So we'll probably get what I said, probably 4.5 to 5 million for both those guys. So I was pretty close on that one. San Jose up next, and Sauro is gone, or will be gone in the window when the window opens. How much do we end up getting for him? We get 1.7. So we get about 6 million in total for both of those guys. We get $6 million total for those guys, which is a nice little boost to our transfer budget if we want to bring in another right back to back up Fosa Mensah. And we are down early. 1-0 San Jose. But Saloy, nobody else could do it, but Saloy did it. 1-1, and then Will Trapp puts us 2-1 up with a goal in the 52nd minute. And that's where it's going to end. 2-1. Another 3 points. Absolutely killing things right now. Ooh, we got Chicago and then our hated rivals. Our hated rivals, Atlanta United. Oof, look at that meat grinder of a schedule right there. Atlanta, then Orlando, then Portland, New England. That's a tough little stretch right there. We're away at Atlanta, then we come back home for Orlando, then we get a day off, and then we go to Portland. Another day off, we come back home for New England. Then we get 4 days off, and then we stay home and play Dallas, and then we get a day off and we head up to Canada. Head up to Vancouver, and then we get that must be another international break right here, because that's a big stretch of days off. But I think I'm going to finish this, I'm going to simulate this game, and then I'm going to end the episode here, because it's getting kind of long. I don't really want to do super long videos, but I kind of lose track of time sometimes, so. We get off to a very good lead, or a very good start with a 1-0 lead in the 2nd minute from Diop. And then he gets a brace in the 32nd minute. Puts us up 2-0. Can he get a hat trick? Is there a hat trick in the cards for Diop? Nope, Amon gets the goal, the third goal, in the 62nd minute. There's still a chance for Diop to get a third goal. A hat trick for Diop? Nope, Sanchez gets the goal. In the 87th minute, we win 4-0 against Chicago. Absolute, utter domination from the crew. 43 points through 15 games. That is incredible. We should really have 45 points, but we got that draw against DC early in the season, so we only picked up 1 point. But absolute, utter domination. And we win Manager of the Month again because we've been killing things here. And we're in the month of June, and we're going through that meat grinder of a schedule. So now we have Atlanta United. They are currently second with 27 points. We've definitely destroyed them in the standings. They were undefeated early on in the season, as were we, but we have stayed undefeated. And that is where I'm going to end the video here for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, hit that like button on the videos, hit the subscribe button on the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss when I upload any of these videos or any other videos I do on the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!